So as any artist knows, you go through waves. Sometimes you're really creative. Sometimes you're just at a creative block. And that's what I was going through the day I wrote Let the Boy Die. So I came down here like any other day, and I was really having trouble getting a song idea going. I was going through every beat I had from every producer, and I couldn't feel anything, and nothing was sparking my interest. And I tried writing to some industry beats, and that really wasn't working. So I was like, okay, if the lyrics aren't coming to me today, maybe I'll mess around and try to be creative in another way. And that's when I got the idea, why don't I try to make a beat? And so I went looking for samples, and I found the sample, and the beat came together super quickly. And it's crazy because this is the track that gave me confidence to produce on my own albums. And the new album I got coming, I produced on the majority of it. So this is basically where my career as a producer started. So I saved the beat, and then I started trying to write. After a couple hours, still nothing, still writer's block, and I was so frustrated. So what I did at that point was I saved the MP3, I emailed it to myself, grabbed my phone, grabbed my headphones, and started just walking around the neighborhood. I thought some of the sights and just taking in the fresh air might lead to a bit of inspiration. My journey led me up to the bleachers by my junior high school, Fairview Junior High, and I sat down there and I just started taking in all the sights and scenes. And honestly, I was feeling really nostalgic, just watching the kids go to school and seeing where I used to hang around after school. So I started writing the first couple bars, and I started reflecting on my 20s for some reason. You know, staying up all night, partying, getting into God knows what. And that's how those first 4 bars came about. And then it started getting to the time where, you know, kids started coming to school. So I started seeing the kids go to school and how small they were. And I started digging back deeper into my childhood. And it really made me reminisce on growing up and being an elementary and junior high student. And as I'm sitting there, I'm like halfway done the verse at this point, and I'm just writing in my phone, might have smoked a cigarette or something. And then this kid on his way to school came up to me and goes, "Hey, aren't you Quake?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "What's going on, man?" He was super excited to see me. And he told me that he rapped too. And he asked me, like, how do you get so far within the music? And the only answer I had for him was consistency. I told him this is what 18 years of chasing this shit every day looks like. And as he turned and walked away, I swear it was like a scene from out of a movie. I started looking at him and I'm like, this kid wants to be where I'm at. But I started feeling like I wish I could go back to where he's at. And when that sentiment came over me, I swear that's when I finished the rest of the verse. The words just started pouring out of me and the shit happened just instantly. So I came home, I recorded the verse, and then the verse sat there for honestly months and months and months. And I didn't know what to do to finish the song up. So it became pretty evident that I needed somebody else's perspective on their childhood to give a different twist to this song, because I really had nothing left else to say at that point. So one night I'm sitting down here, must have had about 49 drinks that night. I'm pretty close to blackout. Like, I try not to get that fucked up anymore, but this night for some reason, I was just on one. So I went on live. I thought it was a good idea, probably around 2 a.m. And I started playing the song for probably the 15 people that were in there watching it live. And I started saying, who do you hear on this? Like, who do you guys hear on this song? That's when I seen Merkules' name pop up on the screen. And he was like, me. I hear me on this. And I was kind of excited because, you know, Merk could be a tough guy to get a hold of and lock down. And I really wanted to do another track with him because the last one we did was like 2017, the Don't Fuck With Me record. So anyways, I probably had about 1 or 2 more Coronas and I passed out right over there somewhere. And I woke up the next morning and I barely remembered that it even happened. I was like, did Merk agree to get on this song last night? And the memory was just a little vague, like I wasn't sure if it was gonna happen. So then time goes by and you play the waiting game, as you do a lot of times in this industry, and Merk can be harder to get a hold of than Barack Obama, but he's busy, so it's understandable. So then I think after pestering him and bugging him a few times, he finally sent me the verse. And when I heard it back, I was like, man, this is incredible. It couldn't have been a better fit. And it was after Pat had passed away, and just for him to mention Pat to close out his verse, it just meant so much to me. It was incredible. And there you have it. He sent me the files for his verse. I sent it off to my man Martin in Norway. Got it mixed and mastered. Now here you have it. Let the Boy Die.